Welcome back to the Page Club, everyone.
Yeah.
We're back for another deep dive.
Another deep dive.
And today,
Yes.
we are going to be talking about
We are top 10 list.
top 10 books.
Top 10 books.
Yes.
And
Specifically,
specifically the books that we
we have read
have both read
Yes.
and what we thought about them
and why we loved them.
and why we loved them.
Yeah.
And
What I told
before we get started,
Yeah, before we get started,
make sure to like and subscribe to the
to
channel.
the channel.
And
Yes. And leave a comment.
yeah.
What do you think of these books?
Have you read them? What are your favorites?
You know, let us know. All right,
Oh,
so
let's jump right in.
let's jump right in. Okay, so today we're looking at a top 10 list of all-time favorite books. A curated selection. Should be fun.
Absolutely. I love these kinds of lists. Always sparks good conversation.
Ready to see what made the cut?
Let's do it. What's at number 10?
Number 10 is interesting. Watership Down by Richard Adams.
Watership Down. Okay.
You know, the one with the rabbits?
Oh, right, right. It's not just a cute bunny story, is it?
Definitely not.
Mm.
It's more like, think Lord of the Flies, but with rabbits.
Ooh, interesting comparison. Survival, societal structures, all that.
Exactly. They've got their own complex society, a totalitarian leader constantly facing threats.
Heavy stuff for bunnies.
It's really an allegory, you know, reflecting human struggles, oppression, all that.
I can see that. What you think?
Plus, remember that animated movie?
Oh, yeah. Kind of creepy.
Super creepy, actually. But it got me hooked on the story as a kid.
Powerful imagery. Okay, what's next on the list?
Number 9 is a classic romance. Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, Margaret Mitchell. A sweeping epic.
Set during the Civil War South. So much drama, so much emotion.
Yeah, it's a classic for a reason, but also a bit controversial these days, right?
True.
That-
You have to approach it with that in mind, the historical context and all.
Definitely.
But putting that aside, the storytelling is incredible.
Oh, for sure.
Scarlett and Rhett's relationship, just wow.
Keeps you hooked.
It's a roller coaster. And Mitchell captures the human drama so well against that historical backdrop, the war, the losses, everything.
It's a book that stays with you. Okay, on to number 8.
Number 8 is Enemy of God by Bernard Cornwell.
Cornwell. I love his historical fiction.
This one's part of his Warlord Chronicles trilogy. It's a reimagining of the King Arthur legend.
Ooh, that's interesting. So he puts his own spin on it.
Big time. A grittier, more realistic take.
I bet. Knowing Cornwell, it's not all chivalry and shining armor.
Not at all. Think political maneuvering, brutal battles, shocking betrayals. It's wild.
Now that's my kind of King Arthur story.
Okay, number 7. Sci-fi time.
Hit me with it.
It's Dune by Frank Herbert.
Dune, a classic and so popular now with those movies.
Right. But the book's been a legend for decades.
Herbert was a visionary.
His world building is just phenomenal. The politics, the ecology, the whole atmosphere of Arrakis.
Dense, though.
Oh yeah, it's a challenging read, but so rewarding. Makes you think about big ideas.
You're not just passively consuming it, you're wrestling with it.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, what's next?
Number 6, this one's a personal favorite, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry.
Lonesome Dove, heard good things. Didn't it win a Pulitzer?
It did, and deservedly so. It's just epic storytelling. 2 retired Texas Rangers on this cattle drive from Texas all the way to Montana.
Sounds like a classic Western adventure.
It is, but with so much heart, friendship, loss, the spirit of the West. It's all there.
You're making me want to read it.
You should. Okay, number 5 brings us to Golden Son,
Golden Son. Who's the author?
Pierce Brown. This is the second book in his Red Rising saga, so, if you haven't started the series yet,
Fair warning.
but trust me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Golden Son takes everything from the first book to a whole new level.
So what's it about? Give us the rundown.
Think action, intrigue, betrayal, but with incredible character development, too.
Sounds intense.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4 is a book I found totally by chance. Prince of Tides by Pat Conroy.
Prince of Tides. Haven't heard of that one.
It was mentioned in a blurb for another book, and something about it just drew me in.
Sometimes those chance encounters lead to the best discoveries. What's it about?
Well, fair warning, it deals with some tough family stuff.
Yeah.
Dysfunction, trauma.
Heavy topic.
Yeah, but Conroy handles it with such honesty and emotion.
I see.
The story follows a family in South Carolina, and there's so much joy and sadness intertwined. It's a book that makes you feel everything.
Those are the ones that stick with you. All right, what's up next?
Number 3 is a book that reignited my love of fiction after a bit of a slump.
Ooh, which one pulled you back in?
A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin.
The one that started it all.
Exactly. And for me, it was like everything just clicked. The world building, the characters, the political intrigue.
It's a masterpiece of fantasy.
It really is. And even though it's fantasy, it feels so real, so grounded.
That's Martin's strength. He makes you believe in his world no matter how fantastical it is.
Okay, we're down to the top two. Number two is a classic that probably needs no introduction, The Lord of the Rings.
Tolkien, of course. The ultimate fantasy epic.
It's the journey story, right? The quest against all odds.
And Tolkien's world building. Middle-earth just comes alive. It's magical but believable.
If you've only read The Hobbit, you're missing out. The Lord of the Rings is a whole other level.
Okay, drum roll, please. What's the number one pick?
Number one is a bit of a surprise, maybe. The Stand by Stephen King.
The Stand. Interesting. I know it's a fan favorite.
It's the one that just stuck with me the most, I think.
What makes it so special?
It's post-apocalyptic, you know? World ravaged by this deadly virus. Civilizations crumbled.
I've heard it's bleak.
It can be, yeah. But it's more than just survival horror. It's about rebuilding, the choices people make, the battle between good and evil.
King does have a knack for exploring those dark sides of humanity.
And his characters are just so real. Even in this crazy situation, you get so invested in their struggles.
It makes you think about what you do in that kind of world.
Exactly. And the scope of the story, it's massive. King really throws you into this world.
So, The Stand takes the top spot. Any hesitations about putting it at number one? You had some heavy hitters on this list.
Honestly, no. There's something about its scope, the characters, how it tackles good and evil. It just resonated with me on a different level. It's the book I think about most often, even years later.
I get that. Sometimes a book just hits you in a way you can't explain. It stays with you.
It's true. And that's why I love talking about books, you know, sharing those experiences, seeing what resonates with different people.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that reading is personal. What one person loves, another might not connect with as much.
Exactly. It's all about finding the stories that speak to you, the ones that stay with you long after you finish the last page.
So true. So there you have it, a top 10 list spanning genres, time periods, themes.
From historical romance to gritty fantasy to post-apocalyptic epics.
Even some rabbit adventures thrown in for good measure.
But I think they all share this common thread, right? They explore the complexities of being human.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They make you feel something, whether it's joy or sorrow or fear.
Or a sense of wonder. And isn't that what we all want from a good book?
Absolutely. So what stood out to you the most from this list? Any surprises? Anything you're adding to your TBR pile?
I think I'm most intrigued by Lonesome Dove. You've sold me on it.
Excellent choice. It's a classic for a reason.
What about you? Anything grabbing your attention?
You know, I'm actually tempted to revisit The Stand. It's been a while, and hearing you talk about it has piqued my interest. Maybe I'll see it in a new light this time around.
I think you will. It's definitely a book that rewards rereading.
I'm looking forward to it.
So now we want to hear from you. What are some of the books that have stayed with you? What stories have shaped your worldview?
Leave a comment below and let us know. We always love hearing your thoughts and recommendations.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Page Club for more deep dives into the world of books. We'll see you next time.
Happy reading, everyone.